My daughter wanted me to make a set of these rainbow peg dolls for my grandkids. You start with wooden blanks. They're 1 1/8 by 1 1/8 by 2 3/4. And drill a ½ inch hole 1 inch into one end. This is a mandrel that I use to turn them. The first ½ inch is straight and is a ½ inch. The second part is tapered up to 5/8. You can just push it on. And to make sure the drive's on straight, I'm using a piece of wood and the tailstock to try and drive it on straight, so that if you use the tailstock itself, it can push it off center, and then when you disengage the tailstock, it wobbles a lot. I'm using a 3/4 inch roughing gouge to reduce the reduce it to round. Now take a planing cut with a ½ inch skew to smooth out the surface, and a couple of facing cuts on the end. Here are the saw marks. And bevel the end just a little bit so there's not a sharp edge to hurt little fingers. This is a plan for the peg doll. You just have to make 2 marks, one at the neck and one at the top of the head. This is a homemade gauge. I'm using the 3/4 inch setting and the parting tool to cut the neck down to 3/4 inch. Now I'll go back to the skew, put it on its side, and do a peeling cut to mark the top of the head, and then a peeling cut or two to reduce the entire head to 3/4 inch. A planing cut to smooth it out, and now a couple of V-cuts to define the shoulder. Now using the short point of the skew to round over the body into the V-cut. Then the same thing, this is just really turning a bead. Use the short point of the skew to turn the head to round. We're still leaving a little bit of a nub on the top of the head at this point for support. If you don't like using a skew for this sort of thing, you can use a spindle turning gouge. Now I'm making 2 very small V-cuts, one at the middle of the head and one at the shoulder, and now I'm using a piece of steel wire that's attached to 2 handles. Please don't attempt this without using handles, and I'll burn lines into it. Now I've cut off the nub, and smooth the end just a little bit. I'm dropping my tool rest down out of the way, and we'll start sanding. This is a 150 grit. Yeah, 220 grit. 320. And this is a 3M7448 non-woven abrasive pad. This is red dye. I've turned down the lathe speed quite a bit, dip the brush in, and apply it where I want. The burn lines we did easier, make it easier to get a sharp line. They also keep the dye from running up or down the pores into the area you don't want colored. The dye is Wilton food dye, diluted, the gels mixed with a little bit of water. Since it is water-based and we can't go anywhere, do anything more with it until it dries, we're speeding up the process with a heat gun. You could conceivably use a hairdryer when the person who usually uses the hairdryer isn't home. You notice how it gets dull once it's dry. This is another 3M pad, the next coarsest one, and that again with the 7448. Since it is a water-based dye, it tends to raise the grain a little bit and this smooths it back up. Okay, so this is a friction polish. You want to apply the friction polish to the undyed areas first. It's, as far as I know, this is food safe. It's made from shellac and 1/12 of a part of mineral oil. Both, the mineral oil is certainly safe. Some people take it for a laxative. This is a rag that I've rubbed a little bit of carnauba wax into. It's just a way of buffing instead of using the Beal buff. I just use the rag that has the carnauba wax already in it. Now it's done. This is a little wrench that I made to pry the thing off so I don't have to pull it off and maybe bang my hand on the tailstock. And we're done. Thanks for watching.